Hey everybody, welcome to the Meetup 6 for Intro to Unity and C# programming. I have 5 awesome projects to show off today, so without further ado, let's get to it. So first up is Takeshi. I found this project to be really cool. He had modified the game mechanics to be a little bit different. There are a few different kinds of power-ups, and I thought that is really awesome that he added that. It kind of changes up the game, adds a little bit of flair for how the gameplay is supposed to take place. So as you can see, when you hit the flame, what happens is it destroys all of the enemies and spawns a new round. And then when you hit the gem, it gives you the power boost to actually hit things and make them bounce off real fast. It's kind of a cool little cheat. Obviously, if you're able to survive for long enough, then you can just continuously stack up some of the power-ups, and it's awesome. Thank you very much, Takeshi, for creating this project. Next up is Tanu. This project is also pretty awesome. She added a few different kinds of mods. The player is really heavy, so what's interesting is that the enemies actually can't push you off super easy. And then as you can see, regarding the video that I am recording, when you hit one of the power-ups, you actually have a sprite that constantly animates. I'm really excited about that. That is really cool. That's the first time that I think I've seen the actual visuals be added to a project here. So I'm really happy that I see that. It also definitely notifies me of how long my power-up is going to last. So once it stops, that means my power-up is completely gone. So I really love the UI indication of how that actually works and functions. Next up is Sean Norse. This project is really cool. I'm really excited about the fact that you can actually choose different kinds of worlds that you can spawn your character on, which one you can be, rather. It reminds me of Katamari Damacy, which is kind of cool. I love the ability to have different, and I just love the lighting on this. I'm really proud of him for, even if it's not intentional, I'm just really proud to see the actual dynamic lighting that I see in this. It definitely gives the entire game a little bit of a different vibe. And on top of that, he also has a little wave indicator, which is in the upper right hand corner. I don't think that I actually have it visible in my recording here, but I'm just really happy to see that type of thing. And if I recall correctly, there's also a game over. I was right. I thought that I remembered one. Awesome. There's also music that goes along with this. It's just a little bit loud, but I really love it. So this project really made me play it a few times. Sean, this is really awesome. I'm so happy to see that you've worked with implementing different kinds of UI and really going above and beyond, adding new sounds, new soundtracks, adding different kinds of power-ups into your project, and then having the ability to actually modify your character. And I want to say that I thought that I saw the background change between a few of the different gameplays, but maybe I just spawned in weirdly. Either way, fantastic project. All right, next up is Peter Yegachik, and this one also has some different music, and it's cool. I really love this. I love the fact that he thought, out of the box. It's amazing. So Peter, thank you so much for making this project as well. Next up is Ken. Ken added a bunch of really unique power-ups to this project. I actually had to share it with a few other previous students because I could not believe that my character was floating, and it felt like they were floating really, really high at one point. So something just to I did notice this on a few different projects. Something to keep in mind is when you create a game over, definitely try to, yeah, there we go, floating up above everybody. Something to keep in mind is when you have a game over, try to make sure that the game actually pauses or that you don't have any more waves that spawn. It's not entirely important, but it is a little bit game breaking when you still see enemies being spawned and they're still moving towards your player character. But this project is also really awesome, so I'm just really happy to see what I see here. I see one power-up that I haven't hit before. I want to try to get that. I don't know if it's actually a power-up. Yes, that is a power-up. Well, now I am being crowded by all of the balls. I'll just fling off the side. Awesome project. Thank you so much for your submission. And finally, John submitted this project. I really love the environmental aesthetic to this. All of the trees are actually destructible, or they could be flipped over, which is pretty cool. I did not see anybody else try this. And of course, you've got the game over, and I don't believe it spawns new enemies. Yeah. So this is a really good example of having kind of like a solid game over. Just as a notification for anybody that's having this kind of issue, if you have this blurry text, what it means is you actually need to increase the font size as opposed to increasing the size of the text itself. So when you scale the text up and it's at a low font size, like let's say 8 or 12, it's going to show up as blurry. If you increase the font size to like 100 and then you scale it down, it's going to be super crisp. Not a really big issue here, but John, this is really awesome. I kept playing this last night. I really love the fact that you added some environmental aspects to this project, and it really keeps the game feeling pretty solid. So thank you to everybody who submitted their projects this past week, and thank you for everybody that had resubmitted projects, got regraded on certain things, updated their projects from 2 weeks ago, and really continue to strive over the past 2 weeks to answer questions for other students and continuously work on studying these individual aspects of game design.